certainly with the Owls. We began with East Carolina controlling the tip. Our officials are Orlando's Poole, Bill Jacobson, and Jerry Heater. Jeremy Shepard, a big point guard for East Carolina. Underneath, over to the senior center, Andre Washington. Repost, a little low. Washington had to chase it down, just 5 to shoot. Down to 4, Washington. Chip the front rim, offensive rebound, Riak, and they'll start again. White for 3. And Temple will finally control with Shiz Alston Jr.
I think it's going to be key, though, for ECU to be able to get some second and third chance opportunities tonight. Any easy buckets that they can get against Temple.
And Temple doesn't have a big inside game. They've got some height, but they're not a team that throws it down and expects post scoring. One-shot opportunity there, the rebound to Elijah Hughes.
Yeah, Temple's strength is definitely in their guard play. They're going to look to get perimeter shots. They don't even get to the free throw line that much. They're more of a one-on-one type team, and you got to be able to defend the 3.
Little surprised that Kentrell Barkley did not get a start for East Carolina tonight. It's Hughes in there. He has the ball now on the drive.
Especially with how good he's been.
3 ball, rims out. And Damian Moore gets the rebound. So that is not something we expected. Barkley's played very, very well for the Pirates lately.
Yeah, he's led the team in scoring in 9 of 12 conference games. He's also been the top rebounder in 10 of those games. But I think that they need a spark off the bench tonight. That's probably why they moved him over there.
Right now, both teams a little cold offensively. Wild shot there, and Temple will come back with an Alston one more time, the freshman guard. Drive. Lane opened up a bit, but Washington is very, very hard to drive on, as you will see throughout the night. He leads the American in shot blocks. Little flipper, and we have somebody on the board first to score by Jeremy Shepard.
And he's just been so good lately. Just a guy that can get to the basket. He's had some nice performances as of late, and he has taken over that point guard spot this season.
Off the screen, mid-range Jay, no good. Another one and done. That's 3 shot opportunities and no offensive rebounds so far for the Owls.
Yeah, the Owls need to move the basketball a little bit better. Get more touches. You're going to get those shots even after a few passes.
A good move there by Washington.
And that's something we haven't seen enough of this season. They really want Washington to be more assertive, and he hasn't been as assertive. They brought him on as mainly a rim protector and a defender, but when he can add points to the board, they're tougher.
Tough shot there. Put back missed. Another opportunity. Blocked by Washington. And it will stay with Temple. They are a very good three-point shooting team, the Owls, and there's a good example of it right there. And there is the slender Quentin Rose knocking down the 3.
When they get hot, they get hot. That's something that we've seen.
And Temple's a very easy team to read statistically. If they get to 70 points, and we're going to have a travel here, they're probably going to win the game. When they score 70 or better, they're 13-1. Their record for the year, 14-12.
They're a better offensive team than ECU. ECU is a very defensive-minded team, and at times ECU has struggled to put points on the board. So if you can't hang with Temple, you're in trouble.
Well, we talked about a lack of offensive rebounding. No lack there as Damian Moore slams it down. He got a career-high 8 rebounds in the win over Memphis. That's Caleb White, senior. On a lot of the top 10 lists in East Carolina basketball history. 3 to shoot, that's forced. Got a piece of the iron, but not a good offensive possession that time for the Pirates.
A good defense, but the ball staying on one side of the floor.
Good passer by Dingle. That was sweet in traffic for the easy lay-in for Moore.
A really nice job by Dingle, just creating that opportunity, drawing 2. That's one thing Michael Perry told us. Dingle is going to be a matchup problem. So how they handle him should be interesting. He's got that long body, he's versatile, and they don't match up well with him.
Dingle plays a lot of minutes too. He's 6th in the conference, nearly 35 minutes a night.
And he can really get to the rim.
At 19 when these teams played earlier in the year, Temple won that game in Philly. Second turnover is going to turn into 3 points from Caleb White. He is a key for East Carolina's success or failure tonight.
He hasn't had the senior year that he'd hoped to have. He's a few points, or 2 or 3 points at least below his average, but for him to get on the board early and get going is a good sign.
Alston saw the bigger react. Be careful there. If Echeonia gets going from outside, he is dangerous, but that one was way short, but Temple corralled the rebound. And Echeonia again. This time he'll drive. Dished on Washington. Rejection. Oh, no. It's going to be a foul. Going to be a foul, and it's our first foul of the game, and we played 5.5 plus. But it's up to the coach to put me in. And I said, if the coach sees you shoot this way, he will put you in.
Right.
So we will keep an eye on B.J. Tyson's appearance tonight, and we'll decide. It's up to Michael Perry as to whether or not he thinks Tyson is ready. But Tyson says he's ready.
Yeah, he told us at shoot-around that he was ready to rock and roll, and he looked good. He was moving well.
Well, Damian Moore, you saw Moore, his average is at about 3 points per game. He already has 6. That's a sloppy pass, and Dingle's not going to be able to control it, though.
You see Temple picking up the pressure of that possession, the token three-quarter court pressure. And Temple's a team, I think, that other teams struggle with because they're a very versatile team. They don't really have that big banger in the center, that true post player. But Fran can certainly mix and match players.
So East Carolina will start with 22 on the shot clock after the ball is knocked out of bounds. Again, Washington, who's already shown that he does have some low post moves. He's maybe trying again. There's that same move, and he's patient, and he puts it in again.
They need that from him. They desperately need a guy in the middle to score. It will open up things on the perimeter, and then vice versa. You need people to hit from the perimeter, open that up.
Going to get a whistle and a foul there as Echeonia was on the drive. Well, it's interesting. You've got Moore getting off to a hot start, playing the center position with 6 points. You've got Washington, who averages about 6.5 a game. He has 4 already in the middle for the Pirates.
Washington was that Wake Forest transfer with a year of eligibility. Played there for 3 years, but didn't really get a lot of minutes for them. He wasn't their main guy, and now on this team, they ask a lot more of him.
So Riak is going to check out of the game with 2 fouls. And we're going to see Michelle and Ziggy instead. So still no Kentrell Barkley. And East Carolina, like a lot of teams this time of the year, is not exactly trotting out 10 people. So we're going to have to find out perhaps if there's a discipline issue here or Barkley is injured.
Yeah, because he has been playing really well and he's truly in the rotation every game.
Pass to Washington, and he has 6 already. Good pass there from Shepard.
And Shepard's one of the better point guards in the league. He's done a terrific job as a freshman finding people and not turning it over.
Rebound for East Carolina. That's in Ziggy, the senior from Switzerland. And we're getting a reach-in foul there on Shiz Alston. And we've wondered about Kentrell Barkley. Wonder no more because he's about to come into the game.
And, you know, in talking to Michael Perry and the coaches today, I think they like Hughes and how Hughes starts games. And so I have a feeling that's why they put him in. He wasn't playing as well off the bench. And some players are better off the bench as that 6th man, and some are not.
Well, Barkley leads East Carolina in rebounds. He's 2nd in scoring and 3rd in assists. And Jerry Heater stops play. And we're going to get an offensive foul. And that'll be on Shepard. And that's a 3rd turnover. Ernest Flackby is checked in, number 24 for Temple. Alston from the foul line and in. Shiz Alston Jr., leading scorer for Temple. In fact, leading in assists and leading in steals. And as a sophomore, the last guy to do that was Temple legend Mark Macon.
And he's one of the most improved players in the conference. And he's just having an incredible year.
We're going to get another offensive foul. And I think this is going to go against White. Not going over very well here. No, correct that. That's going to be Jabari Craig, number 25, who's into the game. He will get that foul on the screen.
Well, the refs are calling it tight. The freedom of movement is stressed at every level.
Except this time, it was against the offense.
Yeah.
So they want
on both ends.
Exactly.
It's really important to read how the refs are calling the game so you know how to play it.
Dingle with an improvised little hook shot, and Temple sneaks into the lead. Well, it's funny because we went through, 5 minutes and 34 seconds before we had a foul, and now all of a sudden you're starting to cluster a little bit. And we've already got Dangriak on the bench for East Carolina with 2. A little bit of a low entry pass. And that's an easy foul and nearly an and one for Nzigi. Step aside, Nzigi will be at the line when we return. Right now, there is optimism that they can move up and sneak into that top 5 in the American and avoid the first round of the tournament.
And that is what you want. You don't want to have to play that extra game. You want to get that break. So Temple is playing for their lives. They still have that chance to be able to do that. Now, whether they make the tournament or not really depends on, they really have to win the conference tournament, I think, for them to get in. They've had a tough go of it in conference play the first half of the season. But still, you're fighting for NIT wins, or bids, excuse me. So everything matters. The postseason matters here.
You talk about a team that is the defending conference tournament champions, the Temple Owls.
They've got a couple of signature wins this year.
And consecutive nights.
Yeah.
They beat ranked teams. Yep, Seminoles and the Mountaineers. 3 to shoot. Williams into the game. Back iron on the 3. Craig had the rebound. Barkley took it away from him. And East Carolina starts the fast break and slows it right down.
And Temple here looks like they're really hedging hard on that on-the-ball screen.
That looked like a good shot from White. Rebound being fought for like crazy, and East Carolina will come away with it. Great effort by Nzigi.
This is a team that rebounds hard. They work hard on the glass. You got to put a body on someone. And wow, that was a flat-footed shot. I didn't see that going in.
That is the definition of second chance points right there for the Pirates. Now, Alani Moore, also number 2, is in the game for Temple, as that's a long 2 from the senior from Cleveland, Mark Williams. Barkley threatening, but says goes with an entry pass. He gets it right back accidentally and hits.
They're giving him too much room.
I guess that's an assist.
Yeah, I guess so.
But it's not the smoothest assist I've ever seen.
Yeah, you're right. Beautiful shot, the last 2 strokes. And he has such a huge wingspan.
Are we playing the Jay Billis drinking game when you say wingspan?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go. And Kentrell Barkley has done a nice job. And see, that's an on-the-ball screen where the defender gets stuck all the way behind. Both times, you've got to go over the top of the screen against Barkley, who has really been shooting well as of late. 2 straight shots from the perimeter, and that's key for East Carolina. They want to be able to make some. They don't always have games where they shoot the ball well from out there.
Temple, on the other hand, is deadly from there when they get going, and there's a perfect example is Rose once again. 4-time American Conference Rookie of the Year, including the reigning one this week. He has 6 on a pair of 3s.
Yeah, Temple can go crazy. I mean, the last time these 2 teams played, they shot 65% in the second half. That's quite the number.
Missed everything off the glass. The rebound of a Flackby. Williams challenged. Goes instead and draws a whistle as he went into the lane, threatened 2 times to shoot the 3, and he's only an 18% three-point shooter, so I guess that the coaches for Temple are probably happy he didn't shoot it.
He's been starting to make impacts, especially the recent games in January, and he shoots threes sometimes, but it's not his greatest attribute, to say the least. And he's gone days where he shot 10%, 20%. So you got to be able to take it off the bounce if that's the case.
Andre Washington will come back into the game. He'll be joined by Elijah Hughes. The arrest for Caleb White. And also for Craig. And we're going to see Raquan Wilkins come into the game. So pretty much anybody who plays for East Carolina is going to get a shot in this opening half. Daniel Dingle also about to check back in for the Owls. 20-20 coming up in the 9-minute mark here in this opening half. 3 ball. Long rebound controlled by one of the smallest players on the floor, and Moore hit ahead. Does it count? Yes, it does.
That transition is going to be a key in tonight's game, and ECU having a hard time getting back. The last couple of possessions, the Owls with the rebound and then up in transition, a beautiful inside-out move by Quinton Rose with the finish. And he takes that contact. Not a big dude, he's pretty thin.
Let me correct something. I'm sorry, Julian. The official pointed to the circle. I thought he was counting the basket. This is a 1-and-1.
I thought
the basket
so
did not count.
It's a situation you wish it did.
I knew that we weren't in an NBA game because
no continuation here.
Yes,
why not?
Exactly. Yeah, you foul him at the half-court line. He takes 10 more dribbles. The basket counts. Welcome to the NBA. But it's 2 free throws and 8 points already now.
And he had that absolute breakout game against Florida State in Thanksgiving time with 26 points. So he's capable when he gets going.
Corner 3 ball. Tell you what, Elijah Hughes, a 23% three-point shooter, nails that one.
Oh, he's a guy that I have seen throughout this season get really hot at times. And there's days where he really just disappears. It depends on what day you get him. And you get that from a freshman, some inconsistency.
Temple counters with a 3 from Dingle.
Man, you look up and immediately they just get one back every time you get up.
And it'll be just a little bit of a foul on Moore with 8:01 to go. And that's only 3 fouls on the Owls. Barely got it in before the 5 seconds elapsed. Oh, beautiful footwork underneath on the bucket by Nzigi.
They really need that out of Nzigi. And Michael Perry said he's an X factor in tonight's game. He's got to continue to be assertive.
Rose, step back, tough 2, no good. Rebound, Barkley. He got hit in the air. And that foul will go against Temple. I believe it'll be on a Flackby. So East Carolina and Temple, not in your surroundings, whatever it is, they're shooting the ball way better than normal.
Yeah, they certainly shoot the ball better at home. And Michael Perry was hoping their last couple of games here at home would just be a good rhythm for them in this one. And they've come out hard.
They'll have UCF here on the 18th.
Temple in this 3-2 zone, switching it up a little bit.
That's a 3. Wow, the shooting continues. That's Hughes.
I remember being here earlier in the year when East Carolina played South Florida here, and Hughes just came out on fire. He was looking confident, did not play like a freshman, and you kind of sensed that from him tonight.
5 out of 10 from 3 as a team. Hughes is 2 for 2. A lot of footwork, a lot of work, and a sweet shot by Mark Williams.
A lot of one-on-one ball with Temple. You've got to be able to defend their one-on-one game. They've got guys where they're going to isolate them on the wings, in the corners, and they're going to look for that. They also send a guard in the middle instead of a post because that's where Fran feels like you're better as a guard in the middle of the floor, and I like that. So watch for that.
Markley off the Washington screen, a very difficult shot, almost got it, and a good rebound in traffic by a Flackby. Right back to Williams, very patient, works himself an open 2, and Temple goes back into the lead as Williams has 7.
That looked like a zone right there that ECU had switched into, which I know Temple was expecting to see some of it. They've actually seen a lot of zone, as good as they are of a shooting team.
Been a fairly clean game so far. We only have 1 Temple turnover and just 3 for East Carolina. Down to 4 to shoot on a tough drive. And it looks like we're going to get an offensive foul.
And that was the right call. And in a situation like that, you want to have the pull-up jumper. A nice job rotating over defensively.
So Williams and Moore out for the Owls. Alston has come back in. And Echionia, also number 0 for Temple, has come back in. And a unique talent at 6'10", kind of what you called earlier today a stretch 4.
That's a huge position in basketball right now to have that ability.
Barkley's kind of a unique talent. Is he going to have flat-footed threes? No good. A rebound, Alackby had it and lost it. Right back out. Wilkins, 3-ball. Too higher to rebound. Going to go to Rose. Hit ahead pass to Dingle. Bam!
Dingle was ready. He was leaking out already. And if you don't send a guard back, on all accounts, that point guard has to be ready to rotate back, and ECU has no one rotating back defensively. That's why you see a lot of teams in basketball nowadays not even crashing the offensive glass. They just send you back immediately.
Washington through a little contact. And Echionia can't believe that it's on him, but it is. And Washington should be marching to the line. However, that's not his favorite place. He is a 46% shooter, and that's a second foul on the junior forward. So we'll see what Fran Dunphy does with 4:31 to go.
But it's good to see Washington being assertive.
And that was a pretty sweet-looking free throw for a guy with his troubles at the line.
Yeah, 52%.
So East Carolina will sub out. Barkley will take a rest, as will Wilkins. And Shepard and White are back in here for Michael Perry and Jeff Lebo's Pirates. And that is going to go against the Pirates. And a tough foul on Nzigi. That's 2 on him. Now, still only 5 Temple fouls, but that's 8 on East Carolina, so we're heading down to the line, and we'll take a better look here at the junior from Springfield, Virginia, Obi and Echinonia.
And Nzigi's a key. He doesn't want to get in foul trouble, especially without BJ Tyson playing tonight, as far as we know, and I think he might be checking in.
That is about to change, because here comes number 21, BJ Tyson.
His ears were ringing.
Crowd here recognizes Tyson, who's missed a bunch of games with that knee injury that we told you about and showed you a little bit earlier. He comes in averaging just under 12 points a game. Junior from Wadesboro, North Carolina.
Now he's a motor, and he's a lot of fun to watch. We'll see how he moves tonight. He's taken the 8 games off, and it's about the time frame for his leg injury. They didn't want to allow anything worse to happen, but he was looking good today in shoot-around.
And let's see if they just go right to him. He's a lefty. Instead, he goes to Washington. Tyson cut to the basket. Washington's drawing a lot of attention, a triple team. 5 to shoot. Hughes in trouble. 3 to shoot. Tyson to the rack. Rolled out.
Well, that was a good series defensively for Temple. They packed it in.
Wide open Dingle, and he missed badly. Shepard Did not have the numbers.
Now with Temple, you've got to be able to defend the transition 3. Most of the time you're defending the transition layup, but they're a different team, and that was a wide open shot and miscue.
So Washington a little bit away from the bucket this time, and there is a call I'm not crazy about, this interpretation of freedom of movement. That's going to be more.
Some legends right there.
With Julianne Vianney, I'm Dave Lamont with our ESPN crew here in Greenville. 33-29, 3.5 to go inside Williams Arena in this American Conference matchup. Been a little bit of a tough year for East Carolina, but as we mentioned, they are a little bit tougher, actually a little bit, a lot tougher when you get them here.
And they're in good spirits despite their not so great year. A little bit of a disappointing year for them, but they're just trying to improve. They do got some youth on this team.
That's 5 turnovers against East Carolina. Rejected. Tyson a little out of control, and it's going to be a block.
Wow, that all started with Washington. Andre Washington, who leads the league in blocks. You just can't go up against that tree. He's going to take you out. Really nice job. He just alters shots and creates opportunities.
Well, despite years in sportscasting, I am not an orthopedic doctor, although it some seem like it at times. How do you think Tyson's moving so far?
Well, I think he looks good. I think he's moving well, especially that last play up in transition. He wasn't afraid to take it to the basket. I think that's a key. And then you get your first ball after you've been hurt, and I think that's when you can be confident. I don't know if he's really fallen just yet hard, but he looks like he's moving well.
Missed the first of the 2 free throws.
And he's really good in transition, so it's nice to see him moving and taking off.
Trying to go inside, they do to Moore against Washington. Oh, good little move there. He got Washington to go up and went underneath him.
He finishes strong. He doesn't take a ton of shots, but wow, that was a really nice, strong move.
Three ball, Caleb White rips it. 34% three-point shooter. And it's a 2-point game.
Now, just a couple of games ago against Tulane, he played terrific. He had 20 points. And we've mentioned him having his struggles this year, pressing, I think, as a senior.
Now, East Carolina being very aggressive here. Barkley just came sprinting out with that rebound. Washington tries the same move on Moore, but missed it. Tap back, Barkley, no good. Knocked out of bounds. And after consultation, the officials ruled it belonged to the Owls with 1:59 remaining in the half.
That nearly went in, though. Barkley's putting himself in a position to get putbacks, and all he did was tap that up. He really gets off the ground. And you know what's interesting? Barkley's 6'5", and standing next to Washington, he looks tiny.
You're right, he does.
It's unbelievable. And Washington's 7'1". That's what he's listed at.
And Barkley is almost built more as if you'd find him on the Pirates football team than you would on the basketball team.
Oh, he's a brick house.
He has it now, under 90 seconds, and it's a 5-point lead for Temple. Seven to shoot. White. 3 to shoot. And Tyson. That's a 2.
How to get on the board, though. It's a way to be aggressive.
Alston pulling up very quickly, back iron. Washington drew contact, and it's not the best foul on Echionia, and it's going to be his 3rd, so Echionia is going to have to go to the bench. He has had a tough evening.
I like these last few possessions for East Carolina. They've played really hard, and they're attacking. They're in that attack mode, controlling the tempo.
So he will come out. So Fran Dunphy goes from the 6'10" forward to a 5'10" guard in Alani Moore, number 2. Washington 1 for 2 from the line.
We can look to see who Washington's covered. They might try to exploit him a bit. It might be a matchup problem on the other end where they'll have whoever he's covering take it at him to the basket.
Well, Mark Williams looks to be the tallest player out there for Temple. I mean, they list Rose at 6'8", but frankly, about an inch or two of that is his hairdo.
You're right.
So
let's see if they go to him. And number 10 in the corner.
Run a little weave here. That was Williams. Now Alston on the drive. They kick it corner. Good ball movement. Williams, he's been threatening to shoot the three, and you see Washington is covering him. In the meantime, they've got to shoot this thing here. Williams now over Washington. No good. Shepard. And East Carolina wants and will get a timeout. There's a half a second difference between the shot clock and the play clock.
This event.
Well, I like how college basketball has coaches for cancer and all these different causes that just bring awareness around the country.
It's great. Everybody's been affected in some way, shape, or form.
Down to 9, down to 8, 7. 5 here for Shepard. On the drive, got to get rid of it. Washington, pass to Barkley, it's blocked. And that should be the end of the half. Let's make sure the officials are going to convert. Are we calling it the half? Yeah.
Even us as broadcasters, city to city, man. That's the way it is this time of year.
Common question, common answer when you ask a coach, how's it going? He goes, tired.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'll tell you in like April, March, end of March.
Well, we asked Fran Dunphy, how's it going? He said, ask me about 9 o'clock tonight and I'll let you know.
Yeah, and you don't focus, and that's how I was as a player too. You focus one game at a time. You can't overlook anybody.
Now Daniel Dingle overlooked the East Carolina defense and hits a three. He's got double digits now at 10. Notice that Williams is out there with the 10 points and with the 3 fouls, and Echionia is not out there for Fran Dunphy. That's not a big surprise. Didn't think that he would get the chance to pick up a 4th foul very early.
They don't go that deep, and you mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, Dave, but at this point in the season, the rotations are shorter.
Washington with a second block, but it'll be out of bounds. 19 to shoot for the Owls. Alston, good pass, going up against a shot blocker, Washington. That hook looked a little rushed. White has it now for East Carolina. Washington will chase it down. He'll duel with Damian Moore. Good pass there. Shepard, 3-ball. And give the assist to Andre Washington.
And Washington's been getting better at that throughout the season. When he gets double teamed in the paint, he's got the wherewithal to pass out of it and find his shooters. Certainly makes his life easier when they're making shots.
Tough three for Alston. Looked like he was a little bit off balance, and Moore had a shot at the rebound but could not hang on, so the Pirates will take over down a point. Temple at 5-8 in the American Conference. East Carolina 3-9, so there's no way the Pirates will avoid the first round of the tournament. But Temple, if they can rip off a few wins, may be able to do that.
Yeah, they've got to win out. They have to continue to win, and they can get that top 5. And you want to get that bye. It's pivotal. And if they really battle in conference tournament, they'll get the NIT invite, unless they win it all, of course.
That's just a complete loss of concentration by the Owls that time.
Sloppy.
And you look ahead at Temple's schedule, and they'll be, to borrow the gambling term, favored. They should be anyway in their remaining games, including this one where they are a favorite tonight.
They played a lot of their tougher teams early on.
Unlike Tulsa, who's starting to come back down the American standings. They've lost 5 in a row, but you look at who they played, and you can see why.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tulsa's a good team, too. That's why I think the conference tournament is going to be really fun to watch, because Cincinnati and SMU obviously have the upper hand, but they're beatable. I mean, they are. I think it could be a few different teams. And then if someone else other than those two teams wins it, you get 3 in. That's the best possible scenario.
Right, and at the moment, Joey Lenardi has only 2 teams from the American end, with that would be SMU and Cincinnati. Memphis took that loss to Temple. Oddly enough, really hurts Memphis. They've lost to them twice this season. Put back, no good by Moore. Here comes Barkley for East Carolina. All the way, Barkley just missed. Rebound tapped around and going to be controlled by Rose for the Owls.
But Barkley sure has the hang time.
And the foot speed. He got down that court very quickly. Williams left open from 3. Chips the side of the rim. Shepard rebounds. He'll run it for the Pirates. Barkley off the screen. Good job that time by Williams to cut him off. White contested Jay. No good. Washington got a hand on the rebound, but not enough.
The thing I like about Temple is they're able to switch a lot of screens. A lot of versatility on the floor.
Oh, Dingle wide open, missed everything. And then East Carolina could not control an easy rebound.
He was not set. He shot the ball with 2 hands that time. It was ugly looking when it came out of his hands. He had a lot of time to take that shot, too.
I don't know what was worse, though, because East Carolina then had 3 players around the ball and couldn't control it. Alston missed everything that time, too. Barkley outfights the team for the rebound, and he leads the break. Shepard under control, missed the rebound. Williams will get it.
When I talked to Fran Dunphy before the game, he did say that as far as their style of tempo, they switch it up, and they kind of go with what the opponent goes with, and kind of a versatile way. I don't hear too many coaches say that. Usually coaches will say, hey, we want to slow you down, we want to speed you up. Nice pass.
A sweet dish by Shepard. Washington with the and 1. There is joy in Greenville. Andre and I, we mentioned Temple. If they can get to 10 and 8, might get into that by top 5.
That's what you want. Absolutely.
Barkley with a rebound off the Washington miss, puts it back in, and it turns into a 4-point play.
It's a nice job by Barkley, and he is just so good at getting those garbage hustle points. Just that blue-collar player.
Three ball, look out here. And then Gionia back into the game, playing with 3 fouls, and there you see that 38% three-point shooter has a nice stroke.
And he's a game changer when he plays well. He's long and hard to guard, so when he pops out, he can make shots. It's really tough to cover him.
And right now, he is playing defense against Riak, who doesn't touch the ball that often, so they're trying everything to keep him from getting a 4th foul.
And Neccione, he's NBA talent if he can continue to get better.
With 2 on the shot clock, it'll be a rebound for Temple. And Echionia leaves it to Rose. Oh, that's a beautiful move right around Shepard, and we're tied. Barkley, beautiful drive, and Echionia had to back off a little bit with the 3 fouls. And the ball will stay with the Pirates with 11 to shoot as Temple will sub in a Flackby.
And expect to see that. They're going to go at Neccione. Make sure that they try to get him that next foul, because he can't really defend very hard right now.
Remember, they inbounded it with only 11. And there's Barkley in the corner with 3 to shoot. Now he steps out. It's going to be a difficult little shot, and of course it goes in.
What a night he's having. Oh, he's feeling confident.
He's got 10 now. In fact, he's close to a double-double already. He's got 9 rebounds as well.
Yeah, he's been that junkyard dog that you gotta love. He makes all the unscripted plays, gets deflections, offensive rebounds, and he's very good in the transition game, and just a tough player.
He's averaged 9 points and 5 rebounds in 3 other games against Temple in his career.
Plays bigger than he is.
Definitely. Washington, little hook shot there, and East Carolina pushing Temple back after Temple had overcome a 5-point deficit. Now East Carolina leads by 4.
They're good when they get that offense. That's what Michael Perry said. He said, listen, we are just as good as a lot of teams in this league when we are scoring the ball. And this year they've just been inconsistent in that area. They've been consistent tonight.
Tough three. Step back by Alston. Remember, he is only a freshman. And he is second in the conference in assist-to-turnover ratio. Leads Temple in points, assists, and steals. I should say he's a sophomore. And he is a terrific young player.
He's very poised, too. That's something I've picked up on him, is he doesn't play in a frenzy. He's always calm. His dad also played at Temple, so he's been around Temple basketball.
And we're going to get a third foul on a flack beat. Williams double teamed. Double team backs out. And wow, Shepard had to work really hard to corral that pass. To Washington. Got it.
I'll tell you what, Washington's been a game changer tonight. When they can get points on the block from him, they're a different team. It opens up the perimeter. They're more complete.
He has 15 tonight. We know him as a shot blocker primarily.
They told us before the game, hey, we want him to be more aggressive.
Shepard. Washington just missed the putback. Temple wants to run. Here they go. Dingle leading it. Baseline J. Too hard. Rebound Washington.
One thing Temple doesn't do is they don't get to the free throw line too well.
And they turn it over that time. Barkley just got out of control, and Riak gave it a good shot to hang on to it, but he could not. You know, though, we're talking a lot about a lot of things that East Carolina's doing well, and they're only ahead by 3.
Yeah. Only ahead by 3, exactly. And at any given moment, Temple can go off. That's the type of team they are. They're a very high-octane offense with a lot of guys that can put points on the board. So we really can't rest at all against that.
Washington checks out. White is back in for the Pirates.
And really, ECU has to play a near-perfect game to beat Temple. I think Temple's the more talented team.
Rose lost it. Barkley saves it. B.J. Tyson's back in. Beautiful pass to White. He'll finish it.
I like the energy.
Now Tyson coming off the bench tonight, his first game back after missing 8 games with a bum knee. He played a few minutes in the first half and has made a contribution right away. That's a travel. 11:24 remaining, and the Pirates are up by 5.
And they're doing it all over the floor right now.
So far, sits back there with 15 points, 4 rebounds, and a couple of blocks.
I think early in the season, he came from Wake Forest, as I mentioned. We've mentioned a couple of times, and he was a solid. I mean, he didn't play much. He was a role guy, and on this team, they're asking more of him. It's taken him a whole season to figure that out. Hey, we need you to dominate the paint, and he has done that tonight.
14 to shoot on the inbounds. Kentrell Barkley did not start the game, but has played a lot of minutes off the bench for Michael Perry. Is now the shot clock in single digits. Good flash to the rim. With 2 to go, they missed the bunny.
He had that right-hand layup. Had he just taken it in stride, I think it took him too long.
But Riak got the offensive rebound, so it's a fresh clock. Inzighi, number 13, is back in. He had some good bench minutes for the Pirates in the first half. Tyson. Corner 3. Wow, Tyson's got a couple of assists, and White knocks down that one.
And White hasn't taken a ton of shots, but the shots he's taken have gone down. He's shooting well tonight, and it's all about creating off the bounce and skipping the ball.
Largest lead for ECU, in fact for either team. Good defense by Barkley. Rose with 6 to shoot on the crossover. Gets by, draws contact, and he may be going to the line. Exactly 10 minutes remaining in our game.
He's got a mean crossover. You blink and that thing is already in the other hand, and he gets low. It's on a string.
And another young player, just a freshman. We mentioned he's a 4-time American Conference Rookie of the Week, and the reigning one, as a matter of fact, after a solid week. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2.5 assists in 2 games. He misses the front end of that free throw. Part of his game where he could do a little better, 69%. When these teams met earlier in the year, he played 18 minutes against ECU and scored 14 points.
That's quite the stat line.
Cuts the lead to 7.
A pick and roll game here. Good movement though. ECU's always moving.
Well, Barkley's got to get this shot off. He'll do it. He'll miss everything. That did not draw iron. That will be a shot clock violation.
Well, that's what Temple needs to do. They've got to force a tough shot.
That is just the 8th turnover. Enechionia will come back in for Temple, and a Flackby will check out. Enechionia did not draw a 4th foul in his previous minutes on the court. And Temple could use his shooting right now. Dingle on the drive. They also need to take advantage of Washington not being in the game, and they are going inside, but they can't make a shot. Tyson gets the rebound.
This has been a problem for Temple. They have had times this year they've gone in droughts.
And Barkley able to lay it in. It's a 9-point lead. It's going to be a turnover by Temple. Lack of concentration that time. Basketball history, if he gets 11 more points tonight, he'll become the school's number 5 all-time leading scorer. He's already their all-time minutes leader, and he's top 10 in games played, games started, and 3-point field goals.
Well, when he catches it in rhythm, he's a star. He can continue to get those rhythm shots.
Good cut to the basket there. No, a little hard. Got the rebound back. And a double effort there by Michelle and Ziggy. He gets it. And this is now the first time we've seen anybody with a double-digit lead.
The second and third chance opportunities here for East Carolina have been key, and they're really killing Temple in the paint.
Rose, he's been kind of quiet offensively in this half.
Temple at times settles too much for perimeter shots.
Oh, and that
there
time,
we go.
Yep, that was a tough shot for Alston because Riak at 6'10" came over to try to intimidate the shot. Remember this marker, and I know you know it, Julianne, but we'll tell our audience. Temple, watch for their score. If they get to 70 or better, they're 13-1 as Riak to the rack for 2. If they go below 60, they don't win at all, and anywhere between 60 and 70, and their record isn't good. Remember, they're 14-12. That means 13 of their 14 wins, they have 70 or better.
Yeah, they do way better when they are getting their offense flowing, and they've gone through droughts in this one.
And both coaches telling us, you've used that word in our conversations with them today. Dingle open for 3, that's off, not even close. And an easy rebound for Inzighi. Pass a little off the mark.
Very young, but boy, every year John Calipari just puts out such a program. No one works his players harder, and they just respond so well to him.
Do they even have senior nights at Kentucky anymore?
Who knows? I don't know. They just so many guys come in 1 year and they're out.
Maybe they should honor those guys at the same time they honor the seniors when they know they're going to be leaving after a year.
But, I've been told that their workouts are unbelievable. What they do, they've got sessions, individual sessions at night.
Temple trying to get back in this game. Down 11 as we approach 7 minutes. Alston, I thought he was going to shoot it, and I think Dingle did as well. And that's a turnover with 6:56 remaining.
And you really can't afford that right now. And Temple does not have the momentum. They can't afford to give some easy ones away. And ECU right now is 14 points off those turnovers.
Well, East Carolina has had a difficult time all year scoring. They are very good at stopping you. They are not very good at helping themselves with points. Tyson to the rack, no good. Foul up is slammed down by Inzighi. Dingle would have quieted the crowd if that three had gone down, but Temple will get another chance at it.
Inzighi brings that energy.
Offensive foul. Charge drawn by Tyson. First game back from missing 8 games with a bad knee.
Let's see what happens with this kind of Inzighi hustle. Second chance, throw it down, and the bench is into it. And then at the other end, or this is just, I'm sorry, it's from the other angle, but wow, beautiful play. And he can sky, and he's a guy that just brings the energy when he comes in the game.
Well, Inzighi is a huge wrestling fan. So he knows to be the man, you have to beat the man.
That's right.
And in this state particularly, North Carolina, everybody knows that. So Inzighi proving it right there.
And what happens when he scores that dunk? You go down the other end and make a good defensive play. You've got that spark going on your team.
But Ziggy now super aggressive, and he'll go to the line. He's jacked right now. He is hopping around and really reflecting the attitude of this Michael Perry East Carolina team. They have won their last 2 at home. They are the ultimate home team as opposed to on the road. At home, they're 10-4. They've got 2 straight conference wins at home. On the road, they haven't won a game. They've been on the road 9 times and have yet to win.
Yeah, they've had a good weekend home, and they've wanted it to carry over into this game. But their attitude's been great, and they've responded well. They've got to get better on the road, though. That's a key for them going forward.
So can a couple of free throws for Inzighi. He's a senior. Also, by the way, he speaks 3 languages, German, French, and English.
Not so bad.
All academic team.
He puts me to shame.
I can barely speak English. Here's Alston for 3, rimmed out. Rebound, Barkley just snatching it out of the air. Right now, everything going East Carolina's way. And Barkley with his 8th double-double of the season with that board.
Nice fade off that screen.
Well, that might have lifted this place. Mike Robbins checks in for Temple. Former walk-on. Alley. Oops, no. Missed it.
Temple just can't get anything to fall here.
White. And now East Carolina doing the exact right thing here. They were a little bit off the rails, and White and Barkley are going to slow them down. With 5 to shoot, Tyson goes left-handed, takes a fall, rebound, tap back in.
Inzighi has got this crowd rowdy.
Would I be the first announcer ever to say he's getting Inzighi with it?
He's getting Inzighi with it.
I probably am not. So
probably not, but that's pretty good. I like it.
Williams, he'll go left-handed off the right side of the rim. We're going to get an immediate timeout from Fran Dunphy and the Temple Pirates.
That's speaking of language, right?
And by the way, they're coming off of a terrible loss. You wondered how they were going to respond. South Florida's first win in the conference this season was against East Carolina in Tampa at the Sundome as White left-handed missing wildly. A rebound put back, Barkley gets hit.
And they did not look good in that game.
No, they got off to a hot start. We both got a chance to see that game separately. And then USF played one of their best games of the year. So you wondered how would East Carolina respond. And I have to think that being at home is part of this stew that we're seeing tonight of success for East Carolina. And no trouble there for Kentrell Barkley as his big night continues.
I think all the players that needed to step up just a notch tonight did it for East Carolina.
And Temple, and again, East Carolina is a very good defensive team. They'll hold you down. Their problem has been scoring. I mean, they lost a game to UCF in Orlando, I believe it was, 47-45, or double check that final. But it was a rough game, 48-45 in Orlando.
Yes, you're seeing an outcome here when they can score. They're.
Oh no! Rose! Yikes!
Nice isolation play, one-on-one. This is what Rose is good at, what Temple is good at as a whole. And wow, kept that ball in one hand the whole time. He's super athletic. That sheer strength and ability there.
Rose will shoot the free throw. So Rose converts the three-pointer.
Rose is one of the most explosive players on the floor right now.
And look at here, a little ball pressure and Robbins saved it. But East Carolina got it back, and they get the easy deuce on the other end.
You gamble, and they made you pay there.
But if you're Temple, you got to do something different.
Absolutely. We got to pick up the intensity and play with a sense of urgency, especially at this point in the ball game.
Riak gets the rebound. Yeah, if you're a tennis player and you're standing back behind the baseline and it's not working, you rush the net. So Temple tried to rush the net there. But Temple threatening to fall to 5-9 in conference play. East Carolina would improve to 4-9 if things hold here. And we're going to get a foul on Williams. That's his third. But still only the sixth on the team. But it's only 2 fouls on East Carolina in this half.
This half ECU's done a good job not fouling.
Under 3 minutes, Shepard saw an opening. Drive and dish, Barkley, that flat-footed three, strikes again.
Well, they have stretched the floor with the 3-ball tonight.
Williams will try an extra long three and drill it. He has 15.
He's got a pretty arc on his shot. I mean, when he gets it off his fingertips, it's just going straight down.
He has not been super productive from there. I have him at 18% coming into the game tonight, but he sure didn't look like an 18% shooter on that one.
No, that shot was perfect. He could duplicate that every time.
Dingle hit with his second foul, and now for the rest of this evening, we only have 2.5 remaining. It'll be to the line for Temple. We'll get a good look at Jeremy Shepard, who was going to play at UCF. They had the coaching change, and he left rather than go to Orlando, and winds up in the conference. Missed the free throw at East Carolina, and leads all AAC freshmen in assists per game.
He's one of the better rookies for sure in the league, especially in that department.
Williams with some extra footwork, couldn't get it to drop. The rebound knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Temple with 2:18 to go. And I don't know if Temple's going to get to that 70 mark. Three ball, no good, rimmed out, tapped up Williams. He went over the back. We're going the other way with it. That's 4 on Williams, who doesn't buy the call, but it looked fairly obvious that he went over the back.
One thing that Michael Perry told us before the game is that his guys needed to know personnel of Temple tonight. And I think that they did a really nice job for the most part defensively, just knowing personnel, knowing which guys penetrate, which guys can shoot. Now, of course, they gave up some points. It's not like they had a perfect defensive game, but for the most part, they played pretty good defensively, but it was their offense that clearly was the whole package for them.
Dingle will drive and dish. Temple's just not getting some of the three balls that they need and that they often get as the premier shooting team in the American from three-point distance. We're under 2 minutes to go here, and East Carolina has this one by the throat.
At this point, they're letting it go.
Well, Fran Dunphy has been around,
Yeah.
and he understands that it's just not his night tonight. Barkley will try the three. He jumped that time and missed it. Maybe that's the problem. He needs to stay flat-footed.
Yeah, he's got one of the more flat-footed shots I've seen from three. He's made a few tonight, though.
And you see he'll draw the foul there. Veteran move by Barkley. He could have gone ahead and tried to go to the dish, but instead pulled out to kill a little bit more time, and he will go to the line anyway. So Fran Dunphy, who's been around Philadelphia, he's had a magnificent career there. Over 500 wins, one of 25 head coaches active with that. Among the Philadelphia sports legends, really, in a town that embraces basketball, college basketball particularly.
Yeah, the Big Five. You got to love the Philly Big Five series. He's been a part of that kind of competitiveness for the last 6 decades. So he has been around. Terrific coach.
But it is not going to be his night, and barring an outburst of offense that we haven't seen from Temple all night, that magic 70-point mark, not going to happen. Barkley 19 and 11 tonight. That's a good shot by Dingle, and timeout called for, so Fran Dunphy is...
It was
just
sad.
awful.
It was, and they were coming in as a highly touted team in this conference, and one after the other. I just felt bad for them, but they are starting to turn it around.
They've got 7 wins in conference. Nobody's laughing anymore. They're competing for that first-round bye. They're in the top 5 at the moment. It's a great time of the year for college basketball because you got conference rematches, you got teams fighting for positions for tournaments. Robbins goes all the way and scores.
It's the most fun. This is what we do the whole season for.
Every game matters when you start talking about seeding. As now there's a lot of pressure as the shot missed by Lewis. Temple is just not going to get there tonight. Even a game like this, Temple had some hopes of getting into that top 5. This is going to be a big body blow. And the officials even let a little grab go there, so they understand this one's, as the late Chick Hearn used to say, in the refrigerator.
It's gone.
Barkley, step backer, no good. And the final seconds, Temple will have the ball. A terrific win for acting head coach Michael Perry and the East Carolina Pirates, who improved to 12 and 14, while Temple will drop to 14 and 13. 5 and 9 in the American. East Carolina 4 and 9 in the American.
4 players in double figures for East Carolina tonight. Their offense was definitely